realize that they are no longer the special person in your life. This is how they act in despair. Welcome back, esteemed audience. Your steadfast support continues to be the guiding light, illuminating our journey through the intricate labyrinth of the human mind. Today, we embark on a profound expedition into the shadowy realms of the narcissistic psyche, where we confront the pivotal moment when reality shatters their carefully constructed facade, leaving them to confront the harsh truth. They stand stripped of all illusions, having lost everything. Take a moment to contemplate the gravity of this revelation. If our discussions resonate with you, I encourage you to stoke the fires of engagement by expressing your support through likes, subscriptions, and sharing our content with your circle. Your active participation fortifies our community and magnifies the resonance of our collective odyssey. Furthermore, seize the opportunity to deepen your comprehension of narcissism with my complimentary course, Narcissism 101. Unmasking the Red Flags, Charting Your Escape, and Architecting a Life Reborn. Refer to the description for the link to access this invaluable resource. Without further delay, let us plunge into the profound aftermath that ensues when a narcissist confronts the harrowing reality of losing it all. Are you prepared to journey into the depths of the narcissistic psyche with us? Let us embark on this exploration without hesitation. When a narcissist awakens to the reality of losing you, it's akin to a jolting wake-up call from the depths of despair. Suddenly, they grasp the gravity of releasing something invaluable, you. This awakening strikes them with profound force, not solely due to the loss of your presence, but also because it unveils their own inherent flaws with piercing clarity. But let's get straight to the point. The deleterious impact of narcissism extends far beyond one individual. It resembles a wrecking ball demolishing every relationship in its path. Through cunning manipulation, they spin a tangled web of deception, ensnaring unsuspecting souls and leaving behind a trail of chaos. Perhaps you didn't perceive this dynamic at the outset of the relationship, but as you gain insight, the truth becomes increasingly evident. When the narcissist confronts their downfall, they're inundated with a flood of remorse. They come to grips with their fallibility, realizing they are not impervious, but flawed beings akin to the rest of humanity. They reflect on the wreckage they've wrought, the shattered connections, the squandered opportunities, recognizing that a life built on manipulation and deceit leads only to emptiness and solitude. As for the victims of narcissistic abuse, the journey to healing is arduous and fraught with pain. It demands resilience, fortitude, and a willingness to confront the anguish head-on. Yet, with time, progress begins to materialize as you reclaim the autonomy usurped by the narcissist. Now let's address the pivotal question. Should you extend forgiveness to the narcissist for the havoc they'd wrought upon your life? It's a complex inquiry, and before even contemplating forgiveness, there's an extensive path of restoration to traverse. Breaking free from the trauma bond, reconstructing your existence, these endeavors mark the lengthy road ahead. Let's face it, forgiving a narcissist is as likely as witnessing pigs soar through the sky. These manipulative beings insinuate themselves into your affections, leaving devastation in their wake. Your well-being is inconsequential to them. You're merely a tool to nourish their inflated sense of self. When a relationship with a narcissist unravels, it's not a clean break. They bide their time, waiting for the opportune moment to discard you like yesterday's news. It's a sickening pattern, but it's their modus operandi. They perpetually seek out new prey to satiate their bottomless ego. So if you find yourself entangled with a narcissistic spouse during a divorce, prepare yourself. It'll be a protracted, agonizing ordeal because they recognize your value. They'll prolong the process to maintain their grip on the power and dominance they wield over you. Look, I don't intend to dredge up painful memories, but it's imperative to grasp the tactics of narcissists. They possess a talent for ensnaring you, draining your vitality, and pilfering years of your life stealthily. But here's the twist. When you finally extricate yourself, the narcissist comprehends precisely what they're forfeiting. They're acutely aware of your unique contributions, that irreplaceable essence that no one else can offer. To them, you are akin to a lifeline, a cornerstone, yet ultimately, you were merely a pawn to gratify their warped desires. Get ready for the hoovering phase once the relationship wraps up. Familiar with it. It's their sneaky return, seeking more of what you once freely gave. Your unwavering support, emotional depth, and all that jazz. They'll charm you, vow to change, but it's all smoke and mirrors to lure you back into their manipulative game. Will they ever acknowledge their loss? Maybe, but don't hold your breath for an apology. In their eyes, they're superior to you, and blame falls squarely on your shoulders. And let's chat about apologies. How often were they sincere? How many times did they pledge change only to revert to their old ways? You poured yourself into the relationship, yet they greedily took without a second thought. Remember the whirlwind beginning, the intensity. It was all a ploy to ensnare you. But as time passed, their responses slowed, leaving you hanging. Turns out they were likely preoccupied with other victims, running the same game they played with you. And those sparse, one-word texts, they're already onto their next conquest. They've got a carousel of manipulation spinning, and unfortunately, you were just one fleeting ride on their twisted merry-go-round. In due time their true hues emerge, and observers catch on. Their venomous conduct leaves a trail of broken relationships, and they're left to confront the wreckage they wrought. It's a relentless cycle, but rejoice, for you've broken free. You might ponder why some fail to recognize the narcissist in their midst. There are a couple of explanations. Firstly, they might sense it but dread becoming the next prey if they speak out. Alternatively, they may not have spent sufficient time with the narcissist to witness their genuine essence. It's as plain as day. The maltreatment often unfolds in private moments, those intimate encounters with the narcissist. That's when their facade slips, unveiling their true monstrous nature. Yet, in public, they exude smiles and charm, dedicated to upholding their illusion as a stellar individual, while exploiting you as their emotional, spiritual, and financial punching bag. But here's the twist. The narcissist will acknowledge your absence. Take my word for it. They just won't concede it, convinced of their superiority. They recognized your value, but callously exploited and discarded you like refuse. Nonetheless, you've emerged resolute, ascending like a phoenix from the ashes to embody the finest version of yourself. Now it's checkmate for the narcissist. While you're thriving in your newfound freedom, they're out there wreaking havoc on others. But sooner or later, they'll come to terms with their loss because, let's face it, they did lose. And you've got everything under control. So stay steadfast, stay genuine, and keep believing in yourself. You're not navigating this journey solo. And until our paths cross again, let the journey of healing forge ahead. Don't overlook the opportunity to like, subscribe, and share if you found this video beneficial. And for additional support and resources on your healing odyssey, explore the free book and one-on-one consultation linked in the description below. Thank you for tuning in. Engaging in a relationship with a narcissist, characterized by grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and a craving for adulation, can be calamitous. Victims find themselves grappling with profound emotional trauma, leaving them bewildered, wounded, and struggling to move forward. The impact on mental and emotional well-being can be devastating, often requiring years for recovery. Navigating relationships with narcissists proves challenging for numerous reasons, primarily due to their inherent unfairness. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions, narcissists typically shift blame onto others. Employing tactics like deception and gaslighting, they manipulate victims into questioning their reality, intensifying emotional suffering, and leaving them feeling lost and powerless. Narcissists exhibit a swift and heartless approach when discarding their victims. Their ability to disregard and treat them as disposable is both astonishing and repulsive. Victims grapple with confusion and pain as they attempt to make sense of the situation. Narcissists, with their callous attitudes, view others merely as tools to fulfill their desires, a perspective that is not only appalling, but also difficult to comprehend. In our upcoming discussion, we'll delve into the 7 deadly sins committed by narcissists and explore how they rationalize their destructive behavior. If you're keen on staying informed and continuing this dialogue, hit the subscribe button for regular updates. Your subscription contributes to raising awareness and fostering ongoing conversations. Narcissists, particularly, embody the epitome of emotional vampires. These individuals thrive on consuming your humanity, integrity, and the essence of being a thinking, feeling human being. The power they derive from bullying, intimidating, controlling, and abusing others becomes a twisted source of satisfaction. Yet, this satisfaction comes at a staggering cost, the sacrifice of one's own life. What exactly are you forfeiting? The ability to think clearly, distinguish between dreams and reality, and process new information slips away. Your perspective and mentality undergo a profound shift. You find yourself unable to remember who you truly are, and the narcissist remains indifferent to this destructive transformation. Their sole focus revolves around satiating their insatiable hunger for power and material gains. The second greatest sin, extreme gaslighting. Every detail you shared with them, your emotions, and your perception of them were intentionally distorted. Why? The narcissist's motive is clear: to manipulate the narrative you present. By controlling your story, they gain leverage to coerce you into actions you wouldn't otherwise take, and make you accept things you wouldn't normally embrace. They wrap you in their psychic energy, tightening their grip until your understanding of yourself, them, reality, and the world becomes distorted, reshaped, and molded. The narcissist's sinister objective: to have you under their influence, relying on you financially and emotionally, all while assigning blame for things you had no involvement in and taking credit for your accomplishments. Allowing someone else to wield such control over your life, leading you to treat yourself poorly, lose your self-worth, and forget your true identity and principles, is utterly unacceptable. Ignorance stands as the third cardinal sin. Narcissists exhibit remarkable precision in assessing their own desires and needs. They recognize that kindness, respect, introspection, and accountability are essential qualities. However, this realization eludes them. Despite possessing the capacity to take initiative, they remain oblivious. Reflect on the moments when the narcissist expressed concern about the potential termination of the relationship or the loss of control over you. During those times, they adjusted their attitude and demeanor to appear more approachable. The puzzling aspect is why individuals would act in a way they knew was necessary to sustain the connection. Aware of your need for respect, understanding, compassion, presence, intentionality, love, and care to nurture the relationship, they still compelled you to plead for these essential elements. Countless positive elements contribute to the growth of a relationship, yet they deliberately withheld access to everything you clearly communicated as vital. When faced with an inability to control you directly, they turned to a smear campaign. Even after their lies were exposed, they persisted, eroding their own credibility. Deliberately spreading these falsehoods was their attempt to undermine and pull you down. The motivation behind this behavior stemmed from their raw, animalistic animosity. It's challenging to accept the need to treat this person with dignity instead of attempting to pacify their anger. While relationship issues may arise, it's crucial to leave the past behind and allow space for healing. However, they didn't relent. When their direct control over you was thwarted, they resorted to using others in a smear campaign aimed at tarnishing your reputation. They damaged your good name, eroded the trust of your colleagues and friends, and infiltrated your personal life. Their indifference to the pain they caused you reflected their delight in the opportunity to do so. Their rationale was to enhance their own self-worth by running a slanderous campaign, winning public favor, and isolating you. This is unacceptable, as it promotes revenge driven by jealousy, vindictiveness, or a cruel nature. Sin No. 5, engaging in extramarital affairs while also maintaining a relationship with you and attempting to keep it secret. When caught cheating, they endeavor to justify their actions. Who benefits from this explanation? When you try to hold them accountable, they label you as crazy, shift blame onto you, and portray themselves as emotionless. Such behavior is characteristic of a malicious person rather than someone disturbed, and are not currently prepared or willing to explore the disturbed aspect of their personality. This is a grievous development. Evil is engaging in actions you know are wrong, fully aware that the truth, when discovered by your partner, would cause them pain. And when confronted, you deflect blame onto them. If not evil, I don't know what else to call it. They inflict the ultimate betrayal by consistently lying and tarnishing your shared moments, with their narcissism shattering your capacity to trust, making this transgression unforgivable. Their regular and deliberate lies create an atmosphere where trust becomes impossible. Once you distance yourself and face reality, the illusion crumbles, revealing the entire relationship and situation as a mirage. Upon discovering the truth, individuals often experience shock and dismay, needing considerable time before they can trust again. Many never fully recover from the betrayal, suffering lasting damage to their ability to trust. The sixth sin involves the abusive use of one's body against another. While not all narcissists resort to violence, those who do can leave their victims so traumatized that they struggle to be around others. It may take years, if not decades, for victims to overcome the fear of their abuser returning to inflict harm. They become uneasy in their own skin, triggered by situations that still feel unsafe or environments lacking adequate physical protection. Growing up with a narcissistic parent, I have a zero-tolerance stance on physical abuse. Resorting to violence doesn't just depict someone who lacks self-control, but someone who has entirely forsaken empathy. Their actions stem from the rage within them, and their demonic, satanic side reveals a complete disconnect from their true selves. Exploitation marks the seventh and final cardinal sin. Narcissists hold themselves in high esteem, considering others as expendable. Fueled by their superiority complex and an inflated sense of self-importance, they treat people as disposable commodities to fulfill their needs or evade pursuers. When pursuing someone, their interest isn't genuine but driven by a desire for personal gain, be it in money, sex, material possessions, or any other advantage. Love, compassion, and concern hold no appeal to them. Their focus is solely on what they can obtain by manipulating and deceiving others into falling into their traps. Seeing individuals as means to satisfy their primitive needs reveals their narrow focus on self-preservation. The complexities of exploitation will be explored further in an upcoming episode. If you've stayed with me, I hope you found this episode insightful. Share your thoughts in the comments, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and spread the word. Stay tuned for the next segment as we delve deeper into the journey of recovery. Hello everyone. Let's explore the intricate world of human relationships, with a special focus on the mysterious dynamics of narcissism. Join us as we uncover the complexities behind a narcissist's carefully crafted image. If you find these insights valuable, remember to like, subscribe, and share this enlightening revelation. Now, let's shift our focus to your most surprising element, your unpredictability. It's truly a masterpiece. But before we delve into that, let's rewind the tape of your life entangled with a narcissist. Picture the intricate paths of that relationship, analyze the emotions it painted on your canvas, and reflect on the transformation you underwent. This video is more than just a journey. It's a time machine guiding us through your past, exploring the profound changes that a toxic relationship with a narcissist brought to your essence. Let's go back to the start, where not knowing led you to think problems were just bad days. We'll see how you spent time, money, energy, and love, using up your resources. Today, we're taking a journey through your story, unlocking unexpected twists where the narcissist meets their match, and you become the storyteller. On this channel, we talk about how giving too much can affect your life, like in money and health. Imagine yourself in a pretend canoe, paddling against the current, with a narcissist also in the boat, trying to make it sink. They want to use up everything you have, causing damage, and they're ready to move on to another boat. In relationships or at work, narcissists keep taking without taking responsibility, using up others before moving on. It's important to understand their manipulative nature and know that you're not the constant part of this cycle. The narcissist is. They act with a fake front, lacking honesty, all to feel superior to others. Recall the moment you first started searching online for insights into issues like communication gaps or verbal abuse in your relationship. It was a pivotal moment. The initial realization, the first aha, in your journey as you began to understand not just yourself, but also the true nature of the narcissist. They underestimated your capacity to see through their facade, your intelligence in connecting the dots, researching, and evaluating the situation, a reflection of their initial scrutiny of you when the relationship began. Right from the beginning, the narcissist scrutinized you, analyzing your qualities, dreams, and history. They strategically viewed you as a valuable resource, foreseeing that, over time, your well-being and assets would diminish, serving their needs. As your resources dwindled due to various reasons like illness or financial strain, the narcissist, familiar with this pattern, typically abandons you, moving on to another source of support. Despite the challenges, what the narcissist didn't foresee was your ability to rebuild yourself. It's essential to remember this. They were conscious of the abuse they inflicted on you, expecting that something would give. Either you'd end the relationship, they discard you, or you'd remain ensnared in the narcissistic fog. If you've been through or are currently enduring that situation, you're familiar with the feeling. Not truly living, merely an extension of the narcissist, getting depleted day by day. However, what the narcissist didn't anticipate was your ability to piece yourself back together, heal, understand narcissism, practice radical acceptance, and recognize that you are the abundant, beautiful, bright, shining light, not them. The narcissist manipulated you, creating a deep emotional connection to convince you that you needed them. Nevertheless, you surpassed expectations by healing and uncovering the truth about both yourself and the narcissist. Your proactive quest for information led to a profound realization, a crucial step in understanding your identity and the true nature of the narcissist. The narcissist didn't foresee your capability to unveil their true self, underestimating your intelligence much like they did during the initial scrutiny in the relationship. Let's go back to the first encounter with the narcissist. It's likely they were assessing you, aiming to comprehend your inner workings, assets, goals, background, and past relationships. Their goal was to gather information through thorough investigation, ultimately deciding, yes, this individual will be my next resource, my forthcoming source of fuel for a certain period. Whether weeks, months, years, or even decades, I will attach myself to this person, cultivating love in a romantic relationship or fostering a friendship, depending on the circumstances. As time passed, they stayed close, consistently manipulating and mistreating you while hiding their true selves. Each day, your well-being and resources dwindled, a pattern they were well aware of. Then, inevitably, the anticipated happened. Your resources depleted, whether due to illness, financial strain, job loss, or a medical procedure. This is when the narcissist typically abandoned you, moving on to the next available source of support that observed from the sidelines during your time with them. Essentially, amidst all these dynamics, the one thing the narcissist never foresaw was your discovery of their true nature as a narcissist. They didn't believe you'd be astute enough to connect the dots, conduct research, and exercise due diligence, much like they did when initially engaging with you in the early stages of the relationship. They closely approached you, eager to subject you to persistent abuse and manipulation. Their goal was to provide you with misinformation about their true selves while hiding behind a mask. They were aware that the longer you remained in the relationship, the more your well-being and resources would decline, a pattern they had repeated numerous times. Eventually, when your resources were exhausted, they discarded you and moved on to another source of fuel waiting in the wings. The narcissist didn't anticipate your resilience and ability to rebuild your life, a crucial point emphasized in the video. Despite enduring mistreatment for years, they only foresaw 3 outcomes: you ending the relationship, them discarding you, or you persisting in a numb state within their influence. If you've experienced this, share your thoughts below. Being in this situation means you're not truly living but merely existing. Losing vitality day by day is an extension of the narcissist. What the narcissist failed to consider was your ability to rebuild, heal, understand narcissism, practice radical acceptance, and realize that their true identity is far from their facade. They hide behind a mask, inflicting abuse on others, and leading them into a zombie-like existence. Your liberation was unexpected, but now you're in the process of recovery, learning, and growth, acknowledging that you are the top priority. You come first, second, and third. The narcissist never imagined you would take this step, rebuilding yourself and healing. The person with narcissistic tendencies understood they were causing you harm through abuse, manipulation, and the trauma bond. They anticipated a decline in your well-being and resources as long as you remained in their presence, foreseeing a breaking point. Regardless of whether you terminated the relationship or they discarded you, they never envisioned you rebuilding yourself. If you experience being discarded, my heart empathizes with you. If you chose to end it, I understand the challenge of dealing with a toxic person. However, you achieved something extraordinary: the liberation from the cycle of narcissistic abuse. Amidst challenges, you found the key that unlocked your future, freeing yourself from the toxicity of a narcissistic relationship. The narcissists never expected you to see through their facade, heal, or discover your strength. They didn't anticipate you establishing boundaries, ceasing people-pleasing, or learning to say no, qualities that repel narcissists. But you did it. Your healing, once deemed impossible by the narcissists, is now a reality. You've reached a point where the narcissist and the past no longer hold power over you. You've become the strongest version of yourself, overcoming the challenges of the abusive cycle, a test for which you were unprepared but triumphed nonetheless. Remember, you're not alone. Share this message with someone who might benefit, revisit it when needed, and acknowledge that the narcissist never foresaw your healing. Yet here you are, healing and paying it forward. Thank you sincerely for joining this enlightening conversation. If you found it valuable, please express your appreciation by liking and subscribing for more insightful content. Consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks at just $1, supporting us in delivering valuable content on overcoming challenges and fostering personal growth. Your attention is highly valued, empowering us to continue serving the community. Thanks for being part of this journey with us.